Okay, to continue, so we assume that the data points can be plotted in a straight line. So that's a single linear interpolation. But you need to be aware that did you not siya linear jud siya. That's the reason na in order for this method to come up with a reasonable estimate, dapat the three values should be very close to each other. So if you are using the steam table, so for example 101.325 mo man ni ang pressure no na given, as much as possible atong kwaon na data niya are the values na mas gamay niya, closest sa table na mas gamay niya, o closest to the table na mas dakong value niya. In that case, that's 97.76. Then the other one is 101.33. Kaya kung mapilit ang values na layo-layo na sa 101.325, that will x will no longer be accurate. Medyo layo-layo na dyan na siya og value. Kaya nga to ang assumption ani is linear, but in reality di na siya linear. So para makag-come up ta og reasonable approximation, dapat kani sila dugol kay values para ika-plot ani mura siya mo porma pa og line gihapon. So how do we do our single linear interpolation? So if you still remembered our CHA calculations, magitudloan naman ta mo unsaon ni siya no. So sayon ra ni siya. Ang kani i-minus ani. So, mo na siya 101.33 minus 101.325 divided by kani i-minus na pod ani 101.33 minus 97.76. That's equal to kani i-minus ani. So 100 minus x all over kanina pod siya i-minus na pod ani 100.99. So you just follow that algorithm. So we only have one unknown value, so x is equal to 99.9986 degrees Celsius, or of course that's already 100 degrees Celsius. So that's the boiling point of water at 1 atmosphere using the steam table and using linear interpolation. So sayo na siya. So you just follow this algorithm and you can already solve for the value. So pwede po na siya dili pressure la o temperature. Pwede po na mutanon ka unsay value sa enthalpy. So pwede ni pressure ni dire, but ang unknown dire is enthalpy. Pwede po na siya entropy, pwede po na siya internal energy, pwede po na siya specific volume. So depende lang. Basta ang importante is sa saturated liquid dapat na ay usa ka data ihatag. Na ay usa ka data because we have 1 degree of freedom. So pita pang tanong na what is the enthalpy of saturated liquid water at 1 atmosphere? So mahulog ang atong diri na side, ang diri na side is pressure. Ang diri na side kung enthalpy ang gipangayo, so H ni diri. Pwede po ta pangutanon na what is the specific volume of saturated liquid water at 1 atm? So pressure diri, then diri na to ibutang ang ato ang specific volume. Pwede po na mayon siya na what is the enthalpy of saturated liquid water at 100 degrees Celsius. So kung mao na ang example, so dire na ang temperature. Then dire na pud to ang ato ang gipangayo na mga values. So yan siya ka simple no. So okay, we only have 1 degree of freedom when we are talking about saturated liquid or saturated vapor. Okay, they are at the boiling point. So, next. How about this problem? Find the specific volume of superheated steam at 816 kilopascals and 512 degrees Celsius. So, kani superheated steam. So, as you can see here, duha ka book data ang gihatag. So, let's try to check. Pila man di ay ang degree of freedom kung mingon tag superheated. So, go back to the Gibbs phase rule. F is equal to C minus P plus 2. So, how many components? Usara, kaya this is water. So, muna siya 1. How many phases? Usara sa dang phase, kaya this is vapor naman siya, superheated vapor. Ba ang definition sa superheated vapor? That's vapor beyond the boiling point. So, wala na dyan na siya liquid na habilin. So, 1 phase only, then plus 2. 1 minus 1 plus 2, so we have 2 degrees of freedom. So that's the reason na duha ang gihatag na value sa toa. 816 kilopascal for the pressure and 512 degrees Celsius for the temperature. So duha ang gihatag. So kani siya, how do we do this one? So atong buhaton, we go to the steam tables. But ang problem ani is ang 816 wala ni sa steam table, natung-an ni siya. Ang 512 sa duwa pod sa steam table, natung-an siya. So as you can see here, may manggod ni dire sa previous example, kay usara man ang data nagihata kay 1 degree of freedom raman, so usara ka interpolation atong buhaton. Sa kanina problem is duha ka data ang gihatag. Then ang 816 wala sa steam table, ang 512 wala po sa steam table. That means kailangan mo perform og interpolation ani. Kaya wala man silang duha sa steam table. So how do we do that one? So first let's tabulate para mo sayon. So our pressure, so as you can see here, 816 wala man sa steam table, natung-an siya. It's in between 800 and 825. Then ang temperature na gihatag is 512. Ang 512 wala pud siya sa steam table, no? So natung-an siya between 500 and 550. So ang naray data ani katulang na ay nasa steam table. So naman 800 og 800 na pressure o 500 na temperature, mo ni ang value sa iyang specific volume. For 825 na pressure then 500 na temperature, mo ni ang value sa iyang specific volume. For 800 kPa and 550 degrees Celsius, this is the value of the specific volume. Then for 825 kPa and 550 degrees Celsius, mao ni ang value sa iyang specific volume. But ang gipangayo man nato is 816 kPa and 512 degrees Celsius. So mao ni ang unknown x. So natung-an siya. So to do this one, we need to perform double interpolation, dili na single. Kay duha man ka values natung-an siya, it's the pressure and the temperature. So for this type of problem, we need to do double interpolation. So to do that one, we refer to Appendix F at page 715 of the book by Vaness. So this will be our activity for today. So mo na siya, no? So mo na akong ipatrabaho sa inyo, ha. Try to solve for at home. Naman siya sa balay kay work from home man din ni na set up, or distance education man din na set up. So at the comfort of your own home, so you solve for x. So kung naglibog mo sa pag-solve si x, so double interpolation. How to do double interpolation? You go to Appendix F at page 713 of the book by Vaness. Then, in addition to that one, in addition to solving for x, remember the previous problem na akong gihatag. So, di ba, ang nisulod ato is saturated liquid, ang nigawas ato is superheated steam. Then, igabit mo kong steam table ato. I've used the steam table to calculate for enthalpy in and the enthalpy out. Then, nagamit mo kong steam table to calculate for the specific volume in and the specific volume out. So in addition sa solve for x, today, so I would like you to solve those values as well. Katong gihatag na ako na values from the steam table. Katong H in, H out, V in, o V out. So, use the steam table. So, use the steam table, verify those values that I gave you. So, that will serve as your exercise for today. So, solve for x using double interpolation. Refer to Appendix F. Then, katong ato ang problem that I gave. Katong with the answer. So, you try to solve for the values po ato tong H in, H out, V in, and V out. So, use the steam table by Vaness. So, once you get the correct answer, nakuha na yung correct answer, ang next step ani is, si Vaness, i-open ang Paris. So, you try to find sa Paris handbook asa makitaan dito ang steam table, dayon solbara balik ni na problema, pero dili ang Vaness ang gamiton, ang steam table sa Paris. Then try to check if you can get the same answer. So, of course, I would suggest na ang mas anaro ninyo is the Paris handbook. Kay mo man na ang gamiton ninyo when you take the board exam. So, importante kaya ang steam table. Aside from its application to thermodynamics, taas siyang application to unit operations, specifically on heat transfer equipments that would use steam, like in drying, in humidification, in distillation, in evaporation, in heat exchangers. So, those mga heat transfer unit operations will require you to perform heat balance, and normally the enthalpies and the other properties are taken from the steam table if we are dealing with water. Okay, so that's it for the lecture on the steam table. So that will be your activity for today. So if you have any questions, please comment down below and I will try to answer all of it.